Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and I'm here to finally give you guys my 16th episode for my series Rank It All, and it's going to be for Iron Maiden. This band has a total of 16 albums, so I thought it'd be pretty cool to do Iron Maiden for episode 16 since they have 16 albums. So, yeah, that's pretty cool, but other than that, let's go ahead and get started with the ranking. Okay, number 16, of course, is going to be Virtual 11. You guys probably heard me singing this plenty of times already, that this is easily my least favorite Iron Maiden album, but seriously, it is. Like, the riffs on this album, the riffs are good, but the vocals, not really. It's their final album with Blaze Bayley on vocals, and thank goodness, because his vocals on this album were just bad, but there were probably a few decent songs on it, but it's easily their worst album and easily my least favorite by them. So I don't have much else to say, but Angel and the Gambler, though, is definitely their worst song because it's just way too fucking repetitive. So, yeah, number 16, Virtual 11. Alright. Number 15 is going to have to be their 1990 album, No Prayer for the Dying. I know that's kind of low for the ranking, but I just don't think it's one of their better albums. But it's still okay. Some songs on here, though, I do like, though, would be Tail Gunner was alright, Holy Smoke was okay. The title track was decent, but yeah, like I said, this album is alright. It is better than Virtual 11, but not much, so that explains why it's only in at number 15. But number 15, No Prayer for the Dying. Alright. Number 14 might be a controversial one, but remember guys, when I do these rankings, or these Rank It All videos, they're always my opinion. So number 14 is their album Killers. This was their second album. So, yeah. Better than the last two, but still not one of their best. I know a lot of people would have this a lot higher in their ranking, but to me, it's just not one of their best. So, yeah, my favorites on here, that would be Wrathchild, that's a classic. The title track was really good. Prodigal Son was pretty good, just to name a few, but yeah. Number 14, Killers. Alright. Number 13, this one might be controversial as well, but some people do have this album low in their ranking as well. So yeah, number 13 is Fear of the Dark. And now this is not a bad album by any means, it's just still not one of my favorites, so that's why it's pretty low still within my ranking, but I think I'm being pretty fair for it, at least putting it close to the top 10, but not quite, because it is only in at number 13. But yeah, number 13 is their 1992 album, Fear of the Dark. Yeah, this album has some really good songs, though. Of course, the ballad Wasting Love, which I think is an underappreciated song, because I don't hear many people ever talking about Wasting Love, but it's actually one of the better tracks on the album, along with the title track. Be Quick or Be Dead was pretty good. Afraid to Shoot Strangers is a great song. From Here to Eternity was good. So yeah, it does have its fair share of great songs, but it's just not one of my favorites. So that explains why it's in at number 13. But yeah, like I said, number 13 is their 1992 album, Fear of the Dark. Not bad, just still not one of my favorites from them. Alright. Number 12, now this one might be controversial as well, but it's going to have to be their album, The Final Frontier. I do like pretty much the whole album, but it's just a really long album. not their longest album, but one of their longest. So, yeah, it does have some great stuff on it, those such as El Dorado, Starblind, The Man Who Would Be King is a great song, and even the closing track, When the Wild Wind Blows, that's a great album closer. So yeah, number 12, The Final Frontier. Okay, number 11, this album is really, really good, but it has to have a place somewhere, guys. So number 11 is Dance of Death. Yeah, a lot of people complain because of the album cover, which I can see why, but that doesn't have anything to do with the music or anything, because it is still a great album. But yeah, I found a list of maybe some favorites from this album. Those would be Journeyman, the title track, No More Lies, Wildest Dreams, New Frontier, Rainmaker was pretty good. So yeah, pretty good album. But number 11, Dance of Death. Alright, number 10 is actually an album of them that I don't have on CD, and that is, of course, their first album with Blaze Bayley on vocals, and that is the XFactor. It's their only album I don't have on CD, but I eventually will get it on CD. I'm not sure when, but yeah, this is the better album with Blaze Bayley on vocals, because I really enjoyed every single song on the album. I can't remember the song names, so yeah, but it's still a good album and definitely deserves to be in the top 10, and I think it's a pretty underrated album. So yeah, number 10, The XFactor. Alright, number 9 is going to be their self-titled album, their self-titled debut. So yeah, I know many people probably have this a little bit higher in their ranking, but I do think this is a good album, but it's not one of my favorites by them, but it's still a really good debut album. But if I had to list off some favorites though, those would be the title track, Iron Maiden, Phantom of the Opera, which is a classic, really good song. Remember Tomorrow was good. Prowler is really good. So yeah, it's got some good songs, just not one of my favorites by them, but it's still a great album nonetheless though. So yeah, number 9, their debut self-titled album. Alright, let me go ahead and grab this last 8 here or whatever, because I don't want to have to keep bending down. So coming in at number 8, now a lot of people would probably have this lower, but I disagree, because I think this is a very good album, but it has to have a place somewhere. So yeah, number 8 is A Matter of Life and Death. Like I said, some other people that rank their albums would probably have this album lower, but I think it's a really good album. So yeah, if I had to list off some favorites though, those would be Different World, These Colors Don't Run, The Longest Day, The Legacy, Out of the Shadows, just to name some. But yeah, pretty good album for what it is, and kinda underrated. So yeah, number 8, A Matter of Life and Death. Still not one of their best, but definitely belongs in the top 10, well, at least for me, because this is my opinion though. So yeah, 8, A Matter of Life and Death. Really like the album cover too, probably one of my favorite album covers from Iron Maiden, really awesome. So yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and move on within the rankings. So number 7 is their latest album, The Book of Souls. Now this is their longest album, because earlier on in the ranking, when I talked about The Final Frontier, I said that's one of their longest albums, but this one is actually their longest, because it has some of their longest songs like Empire of the Clouds. I think The Red and the Black was another long one. I can't remember the exactly long songs on it, but yeah. really good album, just really overrated. A lot of people just praise this album like it's the best thing that Maiden has ever done, but it's not. It's a good album, but I don't think it's one of their best. So it explains why it missed the top 5 for me. So yeah, favorites though would be the title track, If Eternity Should Fail, I believe that's the name of the song. Speed of Light was great. The Red and the Black, Empire of the Clouds, The Man of Sorrows. So yeah, number 7, The Book of Souls. Really good album, just overrated. Okay, number 6 is their return album with Bruce on vocals, and it is their album Brave New World. Really great album. I enjoy every single song on this album, so I don't have much to say about it, but it's a great album and definitely one of their best. Just shy of the top 5, but still an amazing album. And yeah, probably their best out of their modern material. So yeah, number 6, Brave New World. So if I had to list off some favorites though, those would be The Wicker Man, the title track, Blood Brothers, Out of the Silent Planet, The Fallen Angel. So yeah, 6, Brave New World. Great album for sure. Okay, next one might be a little controversial because it's only in at number 5, but it's still a good album, but it's just not in my top 3, but it's still a great album. But number 5 is going to have to be Peace of Mind, and this was one of my first 2 or 3 albums that I ever bought from Iron Maiden on CD. Still a great album, just didn't make my top 3, but it's still a great album and a classic for sure. And kind of underlooked, or overlooked, whatever, you know. So, yeah. Favorites though would be Revelations, Flight of Assyrius. I know I'm butchering that, I'm sorry guys, I just don't know how to pronounce certain words. That's a great song though. The Trooper, of course, is a classic, amazing song. To Tame a Land was great. So yeah, number 5, Peace of Mind. Really great stuff, guys. If you're a metalhead, check this album out. Great one for sure. Alright, number 4. Now, the album I have at number 4, a lot of people have this at number 1. And I can definitely see why, because it is one of their best albums. But yeah, number 4 for me is going to have to be Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. So, yeah, a lot of people do have this at number 1, but it's not my number 1. But I still do think it is a great album. Definitely one of the best again. But if I had to list off some favorites, though, those would be The Evil That Men Do, Can I Play With Madness, Infinite Dreams, Moonchild, the title track. So yeah, number 4, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Great album. Once again, you're a metal fan, gotta check this out, y'all. Amazing album. Alright, top 3 time now. So, number 3, Powerslave, an essential metal album, definitely one of their best. I know I've been saying that for the last few albums, but seriously, when you get to their top 5, it's some of their best. So, yeah, number 3 is Powerslave, and this album is a classic. Definitely one of my favorites from them. But if I had to list on some favorites though, those would be the title track, Back in the Village, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, which is the longest song on the album. Flash of the Blade is great. Of course, 2 Minutes to Midnight and Aces High. So yeah, number 3, Powerslave. Gotta check it out, y'all, if you're a metal fan, because it is pretty much an essential album, because it's a classic and a masterpiece. Alright, number 2 is Somewhere in Time. Now, a lot of people would probably have this a little bit lower in their ranking, but this is my second favorite Iron Maiden album of all time, so that explains why it's in at number 2. Really great stuff on it. One of their shorter albums with only 8 songs, but it's a fantastic album for sure. No negatives at all when it comes to this album. It's so good. So yeah, favorites though would be Caught Somewhere in Time, Wasted Years, Deja Vu, of course, Stranger in a Strange Land. Definitely one of their best songs and one of my favorites from them. Sea of Madness. So yeah, number 2, Somewhere in Time. Great album. Alright, now number 1. You guys heard me sing this plenty of times probably already. And number 1 is The Number of the Beast. Now, I could put any of the top 5 albums in at number 1, but I'm going with The Number of the Beast because it's a classic album. Yes, I do agree that it's overrated, but I think it's their best album. So, yeah, favorites though would be Invaders, Children of the Damned, of course the title track, Run to the Hills, Hallowed Be Thy Name. So yeah, number 1, The Number of the Beast. So yeah guys, that's gonna wrap it up for my Iron Maiden Rank It All episode, and it's been episode 16 for the classic band Iron Maiden. So yeah guys, let me know down in the comments what your ranking is, even if it's different than mine, that's fine. But yeah, other than that, I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see y'all next time. Take care, stay safe, and peace.